Ladies and gentlemen of the Drunken Lullabies cast, this is your beginner's call. Your beginner's call. Mr. Ferris, to the stage, please. Mr. Ferris, to the stage, please. This is your beginner's call. Mr. Ferris, to the stage immediately. Mr. Ferris, to the stage immediately. Cahill, where are you? And I never made that performance because, well, honestly, I gave up on myself. I didn't think that I could do this. I didn't think that I would be here. And there was a voice in my head saying that it wouldn't support me, and I would just embarrass myself, and my heart was pounding in my ears, and I gave up on myself. And I dealt with it the same way that any self-respecting man would. And I avoided the shit out of it. No, honestly, I dealt with it the only way I knew how. It's like Blue Peter, this. Cheers. Look, I'm happy enough to stand up here and tell you all of my stories because, well, honestly, you're free therapy. I should be paying you for this, but I'm not. I only wrote this story really so I could get out of the house and have a beer with a couple of friends. So thank you very much for tuning in this evening. And I hope to take you on a cautionary tale. I hope to take you on a roller coaster ride. I hope to be a prime example of what not to do. Belfast, 1988. The height of paramilitary activity. Glentoran won the league. And, well, me? Well, I was just a dirty thought in my daddy's head, but here it was my turn to come into the world. Doctor, what am I paying you for? Pull! I am pulling. He's a stubborn little fuck. Pull! And this conversation went on for about 8 hours. And my dad grabbed his coat and he was ready to leave. But then, it was my turn to come into the world. Congratulations on your beautiful baby girl. Yeah, that happened. But hold on. Maybe at that point I was a grower, not a shower, or I don't... hold on. Maybe I've taken you too far back. What I'm trying to share with you is the first time that I had a drink. I was 17 years old. I remember it as clear as day. A bottle of Jack Daniels, no mixer, because here, that's what all the cool kids were drinking. And that night, I got so drunk that I ran headfirst into a shed, threw my mate into a lake, and woke up covered head to toe in stings from stinging needles. But what a great night. And what a great story. You know, I'm nearly sure that I've got more stories to share than Edward Snowden. And doesn't every good story start with, oh, last night I was so drunk? Or do you remember the time that we went to the strip club? Or do you remember the time that we only went for one? Go on, sure, you'll have another. Those immortal words that make you check your bank balance for funds, your pockets for ID, and Facebook to see who else might be out tonight. Go on then, but I'll just have one more. As I had that one more, and then one more to make sure one more was enough, I quickly saw the pub floor change beneath my feet and on to the nearest dance floor. Now, Now, I never trained as a dancer, but I've got some experience on dance floors all over England, Ireland, Scotland, and well, Scotland, that's really where this story begins. All right, Paul, welcome to the Blue Room, Glasgow. What can I do for you? Some pints and some Jaeger bombs, please. Garline, £2 a pint. Jaeger's 3 for a fiver. We'll have 4 pints and 6 Jaeger bombs, please. And as he starts pouring those pints, I realize that the maths just doesn't quite add up, because you see, 6 Jaeger bombs between 4 guys means, well, it means we're going to need 6 more, doesn't it? And this was the first time I'd been away from home. My first real lads' holiday. And I just wanted to enjoy myself. Boys, if you really want to enjoy yourselves, I suggest the strip club at the top of the hill. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, being the mature 21-year-olds that we were, we figured that we would just make our way back to the apartment and continue playing drinking games. Now, as we made our way to the taxi rank, you know, I've never been to a strip club. No, me neither. It would just be awkward, wouldn't it? Aye, it would, wouldn't it? And a complete waste of money. Aye, it would, wouldn't it? Now, as this conversation carried on, we found ourselves past the taxi rank, up the hill, and at the doors of the strip club. Now, wouldn't it be rude not to go in? As I entered, the Moulin Rouge fantasy that I always thought strip clubs to be quickly faded. And the awkwardness that we talked about on the way here began, but what the hell? They were still serving beers, and we just wanted to party into the small hours of the morning. And then, well then, the awkwardness really began. Oh. So what do we have here? Now, I didn't know how to answer a question like this, but luckily enough, Mick, well, Mick has experience in this sort of transaction. We all have that friend who would happily help you move house, but Mick here, he would happily help you move a dead body, and he nominates me for a dance. No, I'm okay, thank you very much. I'm okay, thank you. It's okay, sugar. I don't bite. It wasn't the biting that I was scared of. You see, she was like 6'10" and as wide as all 4 of us put together. I've got 60 quid. Do your worst, comes a voice from behind me. And there's Jim. And he's got cash in hand and he's ready to dance. She takes him by the hand and she leads him off into this curtained area. Now, I don't know if it was the alcohol or curiosity or what it was. But I really wanted to know what happened behind that curtain. Hello, I was just wondering, could I possibly get one of those there £20 dances, if it's okay there, please? Thank you. Is it your first time, sugar? No, it's not. You see, it's not, the thing is, it's, no, no, it's okay. I'll take care of you. And she takes me by the hand and leads me up into the curtained area where Jim went. And I can hear him in the cubicle next to us. Yeah, baby, do your worst, do your worst. Do your worst, Jim? What does that even mean? Now, it's just her and I in this cubicle. She swings closed the curtain, psh, and she begins by sticking her arse in my face. Now, this was a little bit awkward, but I thought, what the hell? Let's go with it. You like that, sugar? You like that? Yeah, I do. Now, I regret saying anything at all to that woman because she is now full of some sort of confidence that I'm 100% sure she didn't have in rehearsal. And she starts by trying to do this maneuver where she holds on to the poles and does this over-the-head backflip maneuver. And she came crashing down and cut my eye, my shoulder, and my forearm with her 6-inch high heels. Needless to say, I wasn't impressed. Can I speak to your manager, please? It doesn't work like that in here, sugar. I tell you what, I'll give you 10 more minutes. I'll just go tell the other girls. Psst. And she swings open the curtain and she leaves. Now, I am left in this cubicle, staring out through the club, and I can see all of my friends laughing and joking and carrying on, and they're having such a great time. And I'm just sitting here, so upset. After a while, I can see my stripper parading through the club with a handful of tissue. Now, I know what this looks like. I got a bit excited. It's my first time, a bit premature. She comes back to the cubicle, swings closed the curtain, and then starts with a big, sexy blow of her nose. And continues to stick her arse in my face. Now this wasn't even awkward. This was just upsetting. Eventually, the light above us goes out, indicating our time was up. She swings open the curtain, and she leaves. I fall to my knees, and I thank the big man. This is over. Thank you. Thank you. We make our way back to the apartment, the whole time laughing and carrying on. You know what, mate? I think I'm gonna stay in Scotland. Don't be so stupid. What do you mean? Well, it's just that the girls here can't stop falling for me, and I've got the scars to prove it. We get back to the apartment, and we continue playing drinking games. A 6? A 6? What does a 6 mean? It means that you've got to run downstairs, knock the door, and run away. Simple. Mick makes his way downstairs, and I follow him. The whole time I'm watching him. He arrives at the door and he knocks. I make my way back towards the stairs, the whole time watching him, and he doesn't move. From the other side of the door, we hear a voice. Hello, hello, who is it, who is it? And now, you thought the quick change acts on Britain's Got Talent were impressive, but before I can blink, my arms are full with Mick's clothes, and he is standing there as naked as the day he was born. The door slowly opens, and we hear a gasp. Now, Mick is a very Mick's a very talented man, let's say. And he's got this trick where he can flick it up and catch it, and that's just what he did. Run! We throw ourselves up the stairs and crash on the apartment floor. You know what, Mick? I can't believe that you shook it as well. It's all about customer satisfaction. It's all about going the extra mile, you know. All right, Mick, well, you're not in Argos now. And as I fell asleep, I could hear the knocking over and over again. But it was real. It was coming from the front door. How long had I been asleep? Why had nobody else woken up? I make my way through the corridor to the door, and I look through the eye hole, and it's the police. It's the police, it's the police, it's the police. Boys, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the police. The girl who owns the apartment comes out and opens up the door to let them in. All right, everyone to the living room, please. So who wants to tell me what happened last night? Me and Jim make our way into the living room. Mick is naked asleep on the sofa, and Sean is hiding underneath the bed in the next room. All right, boys, what are your names? Jim and I stay quiet. So who wants to tell me what happened last night? I have a report from the lady downstairs that in the early hours of this morning, a 5'10" male disrobed and, well, insulted her. Given the state of your friend here, I can only assume it was him. Look, officer, we're really, really sorry. We didn't mean anything, and we fly back tomorrow, and it was all just a joke. It's all right, boys. I'll just do a few security checks, and then you can be on your way. Charlie Alpha Tango Hotel Alpha Lima. Charlie Alpha Tango Hotel Alpha Lima. Cathel, sir. It's pronounced Cahill. Cahill, sir. I believe it's Irish, sir. Charlie Alpha Tango Hotel Alpha Lima. Charlie Alpha Tango Hotel Alpha Lima. Cathel, sir. Right, boys, given that your friend here is too intoxicated to receive an official warning, I will warn you that I do not want to be called out here again for the duration of your stay. Now get him sober, dressed, and enjoy your stay, boys. Thank you very much, officer. Thank you so much. And luckily enough, that didn't take too long. Because you see, today, me and Sean were auditioning for the hit TV series X Factor. So, we got all of our stuff together. I got Sean from underneath the bed in the next room. Mick, well, we left him naked on the sofa. And Jim, well, we left him with a good couple of beers and he enjoyed himself. And we made our way to the train station and we talked about all the things that happened the night before, the strip club, the girl who owned the apartment, and the police calling in, and we laughed and we joked. We arrived at the stadium and it was huge. There's so many people dancing and laughing and singing and performing. And we make our way up the stairs and there's drums and guitars and we really, really felt part of this. We make our way into the audition room. The hair on my arms stood on end. My mouth dried, my hands shook, and my song lyrics, well, they became made up. Would you tremble if I touch your lips? Would you smile if you saw me smiling? Would you die for the one you love? Will you hold me tonight in your arms? And I can be your hero, baby. And I can wash away the rain, oh baby. And I can wash away the rain. And I can be your hero, baby. Ooh. And I can wash away the rain, oh baby. And I can wash away the rain. Okay. Needless to say, I didn't get that one. I didn't get that one, but it wasn't because I wasn't any good or anything. It was simply because it was cold outside. I didn't warm up properly. I didn't shampoo my hair. I needed to take the dog for a walk. There's so many reasons that I didn't get it. But this all started out as a joke. And it quickly became serious because Sean, well, he just went and got through, didn't he? And what started as a joke became quite serious. So we decided that night that we would stay in a hotel. We make our way down to the hotel and in to the receptionist. Oh, a room for two, is it? Yes. Two beds, please. 2 beds, please. Thank you. You boys are a bit far from home. What brings you out here? Well, you see, Sean here. Well, Sean's just got through to the X Factor, and well, he's gonna go sing again tomorrow. Oh, congratulations! Well, there's only one thing for it, isn't there? The honeymoon suite it is. Now, don't worry. There's no champagne or strawberries, but there are 2 beds. 1 single and 1 double. You can fight it out amongst yourselves. Now, the whole time, the receptionist was giving Sean the eye, so maybe that's why we got the room for free, I don't know. But whenever we went upstairs, Sean took the double bed, I took the single bed, and we stayed up all night talking about what would happen if Sean got through, if he won the X Factor. And we practiced the song, and then the next morning we woke up early because we wanted to be back at the stadium. We wanted to be amongst all of those people. We wanted the singing and the dancing, the guitars and the drums, but it was different this time. There was no singing or dancing or guitars or drums. Sean makes his way into the audition booth, and well, we quickly came to know Sean's fate, that what they were looking for was a 17-year-old boy in tracksuit bottoms and a baseball cap singing Champagne Supernova by Oasis, but here it was their loss, wasn't it? But it meant that we could get back on the beers. We could party hard and enjoy ourselves until the next morning when we would get on our flight. I sat on that flight and I thought about all of the people that we had met. The girl who owned the apartment, the police officers, the bartender, and all of those people at Hampden Stadium, and how we felt a part of that, and how I wanted to have more of that. And whenever we touched down, whenever I got home, I ripped through magazines and newspapers. I talked to performers and artists and dancers and actors, and I wanted to be a part of that. And then, well, it was one night in my local pub. There, sat in the corner, was my Year 8 English teacher. It was his moustache that gave him away. But I had to say hello. Hello, sir. How are you? Mr. Ferris, how are you? How are you? What are you doing with yourself? Well, I'm currently in a transitional period at the minute. So you mean you're unemployed? Well, look, if you put it like that, yeah, I guess you're right. But I'm looking for a career. I'm looking for something. I always did think you had an active imagination. Use that, my boy. Use that. Well, I've just been to Scotland recently, and I've seen all these actors and dancers and performers, and I want to be part of that world. Then this might help, my boy. And he hands me this piece of paper, and on it is an address. And for the next few days, I kept taking it out and reading it, and I didn't know where this was going to take me, and I didn't know who lived here or how they could help me, or even why. Why would they help me? And then I thought, fuck it. So I jumped on that train. I followed that address, and it brought me to Belfast's east side, where a name like Cahill just gives a little bit too much away. I walked the riverside, and I arrive at this large blue door with a silver knocker. I knock. The door slowly creaks open, and this large, mysterious figure fills the doorway. And I am 100% sure that if Dumbledore has faked his death in Harry Potter, he is now in Belfast giving acting classes. You must be my new student. Come in. Come in. Thank you very much. So young and so polite. I'm 21. That's not young. Ah, I see you've got a bit of fight about you. Keep that. We can use that. Fight about me? Fight this? I didn't say that. but I thought it. Now, Cahill, all I ask is for one thing. And that is for your respect. Your respect for me. Your respect for the art form. And most importantly, respect for yourself. Yeah? Yeah. 100%. 100%. Shall we get started? Yeah. Let's do it. Now, I want you to wait on a train. And I want you to show me you waiting on a train. Easy. Wait on a train. Wait on a few trains. I got this. I have got this. Waiting on a train. Waiting on a train. Waiting on a train. Whew. Hot train's late, is it? Yes. Waiting on a train. Train's late. There's no train. Train. I'm waiting on a train. Is that clock right? What's that? Is that clock? What's that clock? It's a train. This train's out of time. There's no clock. Where the fuck's that train? I'm waiting on a train. Is it always late? Is that train always late? Is that train? It's no train. Right, okay. Fuck. This train's late, is it? This fucking train. The train's late. Fucking train's late. Train's late. Now, Cahill, who actually waits on a train like that? All right. Do you know what? It made sense. And Maloney here, well, he could help me. And maybe he was my way out. He reaches into this large hemp sack and pulls out the thickest woven rope I have ever seen in my life. He calls for his assistant, Donnie, and they pull the rope between them. Now, Cahill, this is a metronome. And they start spinning the rope. It keeps time, journey, pace. Your job is to get from A to B without wasting my time or yours and tell this story. When you're ready. Okay. Look, kids play this in playgrounds all over the world. This should be simple. I can do this. Oh! Yeah. And that day I left with cuts on the back of my neck and on my shins, and I knew that it all made sense. That there was some sort of purpose, and that Maloney here, well, he was going to help me, and he believed. He believed in me. And before I met Maloney, I couldn't even care to read a book. But now I was studying the avant-garde. I was reading Sean O'Casey, Tom Stoppard, Enda Walsh. I was reading Mary Jones. I was studying symphonies, paintings, Brazilian theater, American theater, Russia, American TV. I was studying Chekhov, Stanislavski. He made me an activist. He made me a politician. He taught me that no matter how bad things are or how crazy shit gets, that you can always write it down on paper and somebody somewhere would pay to see it. But he was my way out. He believed in me, and I knew that he could make me a better person, and he believed in me so I could give this another go. Cathal, when you're ready, and go. Okay. Here we go. And do you know what? This time, I didn't even care. I knew what it felt like to make a mistake. I knew what it felt like to fail. But do you know what the real lesson was? To learn from it, to better myself because of it. And I walked, and I made it. See, Cathal, nothing is impossible when you fight the fear and find the fun. Fight the fear and find the fun. Fight the fear and find the fun. That's something that is always stuck with me, and it was because of him. Fight the fear and find the fun. And a few days after that, I got this phone call. Hi, Cathal, it's Christopher here from the School of the Arts. You come very highly recommended by Mr. Maloney, and, well, we'd like to offer you a place here at the School of the Arts. Christopher, could you just hold on for 1 wee second for me, please, if that's okay? Thank you. Woo! I got in. I was going to go to the School of the Arts and train as a professional. And it was all thanks to Maloney. I couldn't say no. Hello, Christopher? Yes, I'd like to accept a place at the School of the Arts. Thank you. Thank you very much. Excellent, Cathal. I'll send through the paperwork, and we look forward to seeing you on September 1st. Goodbye. Yes! I got into the School of the Arts. I didn't even know where it was, but I didn't even care because I got in. I was going to go be a professional actor at the School of the Arts and train in England, and I knew that I was on my way. So there was only one way to celebrate. Me, Sean, Mick, we all got together in like the papal conclave in Rome. We didn't leave until we'd see white smoke, and well, that's exactly what we'd see because we were off to Amsterdam. No, we wouldn't be seeing white smoke because we were going to be smoking copious amounts of weed or be in the coffee shops or anything like that. No. You see, the plan was that we'd fly out on the Friday, back on the Monday. And as we flew out on the Friday, we got on the beers and we had drink after drink. And then Jim, who felt brave, went into the corner shop and asked for the strongest thing they had. They gave him magic mushrooms. We made our way back to the apartment. You know, Jim, I've never done this before, and I'm not too sure about this. It's okay, mate. You'll enjoy it. And he was right. I did. Everything seemed to slow down. And the colors, so many colors. And my jumper was so soft. And as I entered the matrix, it looked like soil, but it tasted like sherbet. Wow. And as we're sitting in the apartment, I'm on my bunk bed, which is now a rowing boat. And as I am rowing across this lake and seeing the sun set in the distance, and everything is so calm. As I look through the room, I lock eyes with a painting. It's of a graffiti cow. And he's asking me, how am I feeling? How are you feeling? Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm talking to a graffiti cow, but I'm good. Can I ask you one question? Ask away, my boy. Can I just want to know, have you seen my shoulders? Because every time I look away from them, they seem to disappear. How are these connected? And everything just moved so much quicker, and it just went so much faster, and the next thing I know, I'm standing out in the main square, feeling the rain tapping on my face. By this point, I knew I was sober enough to get back on the beers. So we carried on, we went to nightclubs and pubs, and the next morning we woke up to the radio blasting. And there was a news report, and the eruption over Iceland has created a new stream of ash which is pushing down towards Europe, meaning all flights have been grounded. Fuck. Fuck. We're stranded. We are stranded in Amsterdam. In Amsterdam. In Amsterdam. We are stranded in Amsterdam. I'm sure there are worse places to be stranded. And we went out because we always thought there was going to be more flights home. Like we thought that there would always be a plane or a boat. There would be something for us to get home. So we got on the beers and we partied hard until, well, we partied hard until money became short. And then we started doing touristy things, like we hired out bikes and went to Ajax Stadium. We went to Anne Frank's house. She wasn't in. And then we went to the Dutch Film Institute. And it was here. It was here that I thought about Maloney and the classes that we had left and the next adventure and how I was moving to England and how was I going to get back in time to have those last classes with Maloney. We spent 14 days in Amsterdam. And then we had to get a Navy ship and a coach that would take us from Amsterdam to Belfast. The whole thing took about 24 hours. But here, what a great story. And you know, we could have been on the beers and we got back to Belfast. And I was ready to get back to those classes and I was ready to get back to Maloney and to have our last lesson. So whenever we got back to Belfast, I made my way to Belfast's east side. I jumped on that train. I followed the river and I arrived at this large blue door. I knocked. I knocked for a third and final time. I didn't think it was going to be the final time. I made my way back towards the train, and along the way, I met Donnie. Donnie, how are you keeping? Are you all right? Cahill, how are you? I'm not so bad. I was just at the studio there, and I see that it's closed. So I was just wondering, what's the crack with Maloney? Is he out somewhere? Has he got a job, or has he found himself a nice pint of Guinness and it's treating him well? Cahill, that's the reason why we're closed. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever had a conversation like this, but it just stank of awkwardness. And I really, really wanted to know what was going on. Donnie, so do you think you'll be open anytime soon? Is Maloney on holiday, or what's the crack? Cal, I don't know how to tell you this, but Maloney passed away last week. The funeral's on Sunday. You're obviously more than welcome to attend. Cheers, Donnie. Cheers. Yeah. I'll be there. I'll be there. As I sat on that train, I could feel the engine rumble beneath me. And the trees were going by so fast, but everything moved. Everything moved so slow. The door opens at my stop, and I didn't want to get off. I didn't care where I ended up. I just wanted to keep going and forget everything. And the doors were open, and I had to get off. I had to get off and scream, "Why?" Why him? Why him? Why me? Why us? Why now? Why here? Why? This man believed in me. He gave me the tools to build a life for myself, and I thought about those classes. I thought about those lessons. I thought about those promises that we had made each other. And as I stood on that platform, I made a promise to myself. I promised that I would never, never let anyone step on my dream. For his eyes they closed as his last breath spoke. He had seen all to be seen, a life once full, now an empty vase, with the blossoms on an early grave. Walk away, me boy, walk away, me boy, and by morning you'll be free. Wipe that golden tear from your mother dear. and save what's left of the flag for me. And the next thing I know, I am standing in Chris's class, learning what neutral is. Tuck in your bottom, shoulder back, chin up. Now, the Oxford Dictionary describes neutral as having no positively marked characteristics or features. But I was 100% sure that if that man poked me one more time, that he would be leaving with positively marked characteristics or features. Tongue twisters, people, tongue twisters. Tip of the tongue, teeth, and the lips. Tip of the tongue, teeth, and the lips. Now, when you're ready, tip of the tongue, teeth, and the lips. Tip of the tongue, teeth, and the lips. Tip of the tongue, teeth, and the lips. Excellent, excellent. Now, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. When you're ready, now go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? And quicker! Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper? The fuck? One more time, but quicker, my boy. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? One more time. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Fuck me. I had no idea how the hell this was making me a better actor, but I can sure as hell tell you one thing. It was doing wonders for my love life. That's for those who purchased Watch Later. Right. Monologues, people. Monologues, people. Now, as this is your first performance, it will undoubtedly be your worst. Now, when you're ready, go. When you're ready. Act 5, Scene 3, Romeo and Juliet. How often men are at the point of death, they be merry, which the keepers call lightning before death. How may I call this a lightning? No, my boy, no. With love, with passion. What do you love? He thinks. I don't know how to love. I'm an Aston Villa fan. I know what it's like to love unconditionally and get nothing back in return. No, but what do you love? What are you passionate about, my boy? And all I could think about was home and Maloney. And this heat that came over me. And the hair on the back of my neck stood on end. And my body, well, my body went into autopilot. How oft, when men are at the point of death, have they been merry? Which their keepers call a lightning before death. How may I call this a lightning? Oh, my love, my wife, death that have sucked the honey of thy breath, had no power yet unto thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign is yet crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. And I finished the speech, and I looked out, and it was complete silence. And it reminded me of that audition in Glasgow, and I just wanted a big red X to appear above my head, or the ground to swallow me whole, or someone just to say no. As I made my way back to my seat, I got a pat on the shoulder. Well done, boy. Well done. And as I sat there, I heard all these whispers, and people are shaking my hand, and you know what? I don't know if that warranted any of this, but as I sat there, like, I realized that I might actually be able to do this, that all those other actors actually wanted to support me, and well, I learned that acting classes were full of beautiful women, and that an Irish accent goes a long, long, long way. But I was reading, and I was writing, and I was meeting agents and directors and performers, and I was auditioning. And I had many, 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 many auditions, but I will always painfully remember my first audition. Cahill, London's West End is calling, and I think you're ready. Excellent, Christopher. What's the job? Now, there are two parts, as ensemble and ensemble dancer. I've put you up for ensemble. Excellent, Christopher, because well, nobody needs to see my dancing. Now, I don't know the show, so it could be holding a spear in the background. Holding a spear in the background of a West End show? Well, that was the dream. I make my way down to the theatre. Hello, I'm Cahill Ferris. I'm here to audition today. Excellent. So if you just want to make your way up the stairs and into the room in the right, you can change and warm up. Now, I had no idea why he suggested that I should change, because I turned up in a black t-shirt and black tracksuit bottoms. Anything that a male ensemble audition required, I think I was very equipped for. I make my way up the stairs and into the room on the right. I start my warm-up. And then I forget all of my training, and I start pacing around the room, which was a warm-up in itself. And then the man returns to the room and invites me into the theatre. Now, as I enter this theatre, there are three of the largest men that I have ever seen in my life, and they are all dressed in dance leotards and socks. There's one guy over here, and he's got his leg, he's got his leg, well, you get the idea, don't you? He's got his leg up here somewhere. There's a guy down the back, and he's doing backflips. The only person that I could sit and stretch with was this guy. Hi, how you doing? I'm Cahill Ferris. So, where did you train? Well, I'm still training. I'm at the School of the Arts. I've just finished 4 years at the Royal Ballet. Right. Good. Cool. So I take myself over into a wee corner here because I need to have some words with myself. And while I'm over here looking for the nearest exit and planning the great escape, in walks the choreographer. Okay, people, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you're ready, we'll start with a quick jazz routine. Step, step, touch. Step, step, touch. When you're ready, and go. Step, step, touch. Step, step, touch. Okay. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but maybe. Okay, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, step, touch. Step, step, touch. Okay. We're still here. Not so bad. We've done it. I think we're going to be okay, Cal. I think we're going to be okay. And moving on, 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, step, touch, high kick, pirouette, split leap. If you're not clapping at home, you should be. And I didn't know what was next, so I thought, all right, fuck it. Let's give this a go. Step, step, touch, high kick, pirouette, and split leap. And then after that, the second routine was some sort of spaghetti wilting kind of thing. Darlings. And thankfully, there was only 2 routines, so she asks for it again. And this time, I am ready. Step, step, touch, high kick, pirouette, split leap. Darlings, excellent. Spaghetti wilting. I'm wilting. I'm so wilting. Excellent. And then she invites in the director to watch this one more time. Step, step, touch, high kick, pirouette, split leap. Wilting, always wilting. And then I'm nearly sure that she just found this absolutely hilarious and has gone out onto the street and found the 2 nearest guys who need a laugh and brought them in and sits them in the auditorium so they can have a laugh at this guy trying to dance. She asks for the routine one more time. Touch, step, step, touch, high kick, pirouette, split leap, wilting. But this time it was different. She asked for 16 bars of tricks. Now, if you remember, earlier on, I said I never trained as a dancer. So at this point, I have no idea what the hell 16 bars of tricks actually is. So we go through the routines again. Step, step, touch, high kick, pirouette, split leap, spaghetti wilting. And whenever we arrive at the 16 bars of tricks, I quickly catch on. It means you can freestyle because your man with his leg up there, well, he's got his leg up there again and backflips is backflipping, and the Royal Ballet will fuck you. And I didn't know what to do. So I did the only thing that I knew what to do. And I did the routines over again. Step, step, touch, high kick, pirouette, split leap, spaghetti wilting, always wilting. And I wilted. And then she asks for it one last time, and I think, do you know what? I've got this. I have got this. 16 bars of tricks, freestyle. Get it in, let's go. Step, step, touch, high kick, pirouette, split leap, wilting. Now we get the 16 bars of tricks. He's got his leg up there, he's backflipping, ballet. And then, well, my mind goes blank and I don't know what to do at this point. So, thought about doing the routines again. Couldn't remember them. Didn't know what to do. And I did the only thing that my body was going to do at that time. And for 16 bars of music, which is an exceptionally long time whenever you're about to do what I did, for 16 bars of music, I two-stepped. For 16 bars of music, I two-stepped, and that is a very long time when you're two-stepping with some guy that's balleting and the legs and the backflips, and fuck me. That was my first audition. Needless to say, I didn't get that one. So I made my way back to the School of the Arts in my dream of holding a spear in the background of a West End play quickly faded, and I was back at the School of the Arts and I wasn't making any money and I didn't know what I was doing with myself, and I thought, fuck it, I'll go back to Belfast. I got a job in a theatre teaching kids. 2 weeks work, £500, done. So I took the job, and as I was standing there in that theatre in Belfast, I thought, I thought if I was serious about this, if I really, really wanted to do this, then I would have to go to London. And I knew that it wouldn't be easy, but here, if it was easy, then everybody would be doing it, right? So I got on that flight and I flew to London. I met up with Sean, and that night we went out and we had beers and we went to clubs and pubs and we ended up in a casino. Now in Northern Ireland we don't really have casinos in the same style, and I was in a whole new world. And I was on the beers and I didn't know what I was doing, and I was making decisions I probably shouldn't be making, and I only had £500 in my name, and I was trying to win money back, and I was betting bigger than I thought I should, and it wasn't coming back, and I was making all the wrong decisions. And then eventually we left. Whenever I had nothing left, we left. We made our way to the tube station. Sean, I can't believe that I can't believe that I spent it all. Fuck. We walk through the tube station and we arrive at the yellow lines. I can hear the tube running through the tunnel, and at this point, I genuinely thought about jumping. Come on, mate. If you're going to jump, we'll do it together, will we? What do you mean, mate? I'm not going to jump. I'm not going to jump. I know, mate. Look, don't worry. Look, it's only a few quid, isn't it? You'll get it back, won't you? Sean, I've lost. That's all I had. I've lost it all. I can't even afford a flight home. I can't even afford rent. I don't even know where I'm going to stay. You'll stay with me, mate. I'll look after you. And he did. Fair play to him. Cheers, Sean. And I stayed with Sean until I got a job. I got a job in a West End theatre. So how'd you get on, mate? Yeah, I got it. I got the job. Congratulations, mate. Well done. I got a job in a West End theatre. I got a job in a West End theatre. I was going to be an usher in a West End theatre. Now, I know it wasn't on stage, but here at least it was in a theatre. And I met so many like-minded people, and do you know what? That theatre actually became my home. And all of the people that I met there became my family, and thank you very much. Thank you very much to all of those people that were in that theatre. And I earned more money, and I was able to move out of Sean's house, and I was reading again, and I was writing, and I was going to auditions, and I stayed in London until I got this email. Mr. Ferris, thank you very much for auditioning for our Christmas season in Belfast. Would very much like to offer you the role. Wow. I have just been offered my first professional contract in Belfast. I was so excited. It meant that I could go home. I could spend Christmas with my friends and my family. And do you know what? The next thing I know, I was in their office and I was signing my first professional contract. Sorry, where do I sign? Just there. Sorry, where? There. What? Sorry, where? There. Look, I do apologize. Where do I sign? Look, do you see where I have put that X? That great, big, enormous X? That great, big hulk of an X, which I have put there to make sure you sign in the right place? There. Oh. And I signed. I signed my first professional contract in Belfast as Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty. I knew that I was on my way. I knew that that feeling that I felt in that tube stop, I would never, never feel again. And I was on such a high. I got this phone call. Hi, Cahill. It's Alex here from APA Management. I'd like to say that I seen you at your graduation showcase, and well, Even with your talent, it's going to be an uphill struggle. Well, no, what I'm trying to say is that we'd very much like to offer you a place here on our books with APA management. Now, at this point, I hadn't even started acting. Like this was my first professional job, and I hadn't even started it yet. But he was offering me representation. And there was something about the man that made me trust him. Now, Carol, don't think of it as us taking 10% of your wage. Think of it as us giving you 90% of ours. So I signed. And Alex, well, he became my agent. And he looked after me, fair play to him. And he got me auditioning for Game of Thrones and Skins and Doctors. He got me my national television debut. I got to work with the BBC and Channel 4. And I was on my way. The phone wouldn't stop ringing. And I just knew that my career was on its way. So I met up with Sean. Mate, I've got these tickets to a gig at the O2. At the O2? I've never been to the O2 Arena. Oh, mate, let's go. Who's playing? Well, it's Jessie J. Jessie J. Jessie J at the O2 Arena. Yes, mate, let's go. And we made our way to the arena, and we had a few beers, and we enjoyed the performance. And here, if you ever get a chance to see her, it's a great show. And we finished up at the O2, and we made our way out onto the street, and there was just crowds everywhere. Everywhere. And so much so that I got picked up, and it felt like my feet weren't even touching the floor, and I ended up out on the street, and I had lost Sean. But it's okay, because I knew where we were going that night. I knew the club that we were going to. And as I got lifted out onto the street, I didn't know where to go next, so I followed one street one way, scared of where it would take me. I went back the other way. I took a tube here and went there and ended up, well, I don't know where I ended up. So I jumped in a taxi, and it brought me to the nightclub. And as I walked down the stairs, there on the stage is a guy who suspiciously looks like Coolio singing Gangster's Paradise. I had to nip to the toilet quickly, so I ran down the stairs, popped into the bathroom, and came back out. And there was Sean in the VIP area, standing beside the man who looked suspiciously like Coolio. And now, I found out that night that Coolio was performing a guest set at this club. And Sean has found himself on the other side of the velvet rope, in the VIP section, charming Coolio. And I wanted to get involved, so I made my way over to the VIP area, to the velvet rope. And if you know Coolio at all, he's got this little tuft of hair on his head. And I thought it would be funny to reach across and ruffle the little ponytail, because that's charming and that would get me into VIP. And as my hand reached across the velvet rope, two security men had me by the back and marched me up the stairs and straight out onto the street. But it's all right. It was all right, because the next day I was flying back to Belfast. I was going to start my performance. I was going to start my first professional contract as Humpty Dumpty at the Christmas season in Belfast. I was so excited. It meant that I could see my family and my friends, and all the boys could come and see me, and it was just great. For 3 months, I spent in that theater, and I met so many good people, and I learned so much in there, and I was getting paid more than I had ever been paid in my life, and I was just excited to be part of that industry. And and to be home with all of these people as well. When the show finished, after I'd made my professional debut as Humpty Dumpty, I knew that Alex was doing a great job for me, and the phone wouldn't stop ringing, and that all of these jobs would be based in London, so I had to go back, and I was ready. I was ready for that adventure. I knew that we were on our way. I get the flight, and I touch down in London. I get out of the plane, and I land on the ground. I kiss the earth beneath me, and from behind me, there's a roar of cheers and laughter, and it's Sean. All right, mate, how are you? Where are we going tonight? Oh, mate, will we just see where we end up? And do you know what? I really, really, really wish that I could tell you this story. But unfortunately, I can't. That night, Sean and I went drink for drink. We had about 4 drinks in us, and I was jelly-legged, and I didn't know what was happening, and I found myself out on the street, and the next thing I know, I wake up in this tube station in East London, a tube station that I had no place being in. I felt sick. I was scared. I didn't know where I was or what I was doing. I made my way back to Sean's house. And the only thing that we could do was for me to go and see a doctor. Mr. Ferris, I can confirm that you have been spiked. Given the cut under your eye and the bruising on your shoulder, you may have been in a confrontation. Do you remember any of this? I didn't remember a single thing, and I was so scared because I didn't remember anything. And I did that thing that we all do the next morning, and I checked my pockets for clues, and there was nothing in there. My phone had been stolen, my wallet was lost. I asked Sean if I could check my bank balance, and when I looked at my bank balance, the heat that rushed over me. All of that money that I had earned in Belfast on my first professional job. All of that money that was going to help me start my career in London and get me on my feet was gone. I didn't know what to do. I stayed in London for 3 months, chasing paychecks and not making bills, and I wasn't enjoying myself. And the dream that I thought returning to London would be was, it wasn't there. I was sick, I was scared, I wasn't enjoying myself. So I came home. I moved back in with my parents, and I got a job in a bar. I made back some of the money, but not all of it. I was living with my parents, but I was going out for night out and night out after night out, and it wasn't fair on them. I didn't know what I was doing with myself. And it stayed like that. It stayed like that for a while. Until I got this email. Mr. Ferris, thank you very much for your participation in last year's Christmas season as Humpty Dumpty. Would very much like to offer you the position and role of the genie in this year's Christmas season. Now, at this point, I never thought that I would go back on stage. I never thought that I would do it. But I got myself up out of my stupor. I went for a walk around my estate, and, well, here I learned to skateboard. And there, well, there are the hedges that we used to pretend that we were horses in the Grand National, and and there's the door that I'd knock and run away. And that reminded me of Scotland and Mick and the police officers and X Factor and my English teacher and Maloney. And I thought about the job, thought about the role of genie. I thought, if I was serious about this, if I was going to go back on stage, if I was really going to do this, then there was one person. There was one person that I needed to speak to. I jumped on that train. I made my way to Belfast's east side. I arrived at the large blue door, but I didn't knock. The door slowly creaks open, and it's Donnie. Donnie, how are you? Cahill, how you doing? I seen you on that Channel 4 thing. And are you in an AXA ad at the minute, are you? Aye, I seen that as well. Well done, mate. Well done. You know, Maloney would be so proud of you. Well done, mate. Well done. Cheers, Donnie. Thank you very much. What is it that has you over this side of town? And I didn't know how to answer that question because I didn't know what I was looking for, but I thought I'd find it. You know, Donnie, I was just over looking for something. But it's okay. I think I found it. Excellent, Cahill. Well done, mate. Well done. And remember, fight the fear and find the fun. You're a success, son. Well done. He'd be so proud of you. Thank you, Donnie. As I sat on that train, I thought about all of those lessons, all of those experiences, and all of those promises that we had shared. And you know what? Me and Maloney weren't that different, to be honest. You see, both of us traveled to better ourselves for employment, for education, and he was out to inspire people, and he inspired me. And you see, whenever two people like that come together, and there's this sort of cosmic force, and there's like this sort of lateral kind of, I don't know, movement that the cosmic forces have brought together, and everyone thinks that, oh yeah, Cahill, mate, have you been drinking? Because that there's a little fucked up, mate. No. No, what I'm trying to say is thank you. Thank you for fucking me up. Because, well, without all of those people and without all of those stories, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be on stage today. And how grateful I am to be up here. And it's just amazing to be able to produce something and be on stage. And I have all of you guys to thank for this. And all of those people watching at home. Thank you. I'm just glad that I got to tell my story. Oh, mate, I'm glad you got to tell it. Now, will we go for one? Yeah, mate. yeah. I'll meet you across the road. I've just got to wrap up. But I'll see you across there. I knew that if I was going to be serious about this, if I was going to do this, I had to go back to London. If Maloney believed in me, Christopher believed in me, and I believed in myself, and I could do this. And as I stood there in the airport, looking out at all of the planes parked in the runway, I knew it was this that got me here. Not the planes, but all of those stories and all of those people. And you know what? I was so grateful that I had my mentor. I had Maloney. You know what, Cahill? Fight the fear and find the fun. Fight the fear and find the fun. That is something that has always stuck with me. And Maloney, cheers. Thank you for watching. Good night.